Muy buenas, ¿qué tal estamos? Aquí volvemos en eh, el asesino del ABC, de ABC Murders, y vamos a continuar, que lo dejamos aquí en una investigación. ¿Puedo coger el vinagre este
A
para...?
bottle of poor quality vinegar.
Claro.
The smell could awaken the dead.
Vale, espera, vamos a hablar con esta.
Your fruit is rotten.
What? A foreigner dares to say that?
According to the victim's account book, you owed her £10 for tobacco and magazines.
That's a lie. She owed me £1. I swear.
Now, please be so kind as to explain this.
Look at my account book. Alice owed me £11 for fruit and vegetables. I may have had a slate at her shop, but she had one at mine. She owed me £1. And that reminds me I have to get it back from her niece.
That is quite enough. Your account book has saved you, but I might ask Chief Inspector Japp to throw you in the cells for 1 or 2 nights while he checks your entries. You want to go to prison?
Prison? Now that's not fair. I haven't done nothing.
In that case, I am counting on your full collaboration.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Listen, I didn't kill Alice, I swear. But it's true that I did go to the shop yesterday.
At what time?
6 o'clock. She left me a note saying she wanted some strawberries if I got some. I received them late, about 6. So I took them over to her.
But you did not see her.
She wasn't in the shop, so I just put the strawberries on the counter and left.
Did you see anything unusual in the shop?
Claro, no vio el muerto.
Well, maybe one thing. There was a railway guide on the counter. Alice didn't sell them.
O sea, ya estaba
Maybe
muerta
it's the
y no la
customer
vio a través
left
del
it there.
monstruo. No sé, ¿eh?
You were not alarmed?
I thought Alice had just gone to get her medicine from her room and that she'd be straight back.
You mentioned medicine.
Something for her cough. She used to take it a
Lo del
lot.
láudano que hemos
Who do
encontrado.
you think killed her?
France. Her scoundrel of a husband. He was always after her for something. Well, he's a foreigner. Sorry, sir. What I mean is he's German. That's even worse.
Did you see Franz Asher enter the tobacco shop late yesterday afternoon?
Well, no. But at that time of the day, the streets are packed, and I have better things to do than watch her shop.
O sea, ahora hay muchísima gente. Ahora me deja.
I'll just borrow your bottle a moment.
Take it. It's what Alice used to sober up her
Aha.
husband. But try not to empty the bottle.
Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Reducir la franja horaria. Pero con estas pistas... Ah. Todavía esto no puedo, ¿no? Claro.
The murderer deliberately left behind this ABC as a signature. The absence of fingerprints and the fact that it is open at letter A for Andover leaves little doubt. Mes amis, I can say without a doubt that poor Mrs. Asher was killed between 5:30 and 6.
Killed when the street was packed with people. That's rather bold.
I've been talking to the neighbors and...
No one's seen anything? Or rather, it's anything and everything. Am I wrong?
No.
Yeah. We must grill this villain Asher before he falls asleep again.
¿Y puedo vigilar? Bien.
This man is in rather a bad state.
No. Ojo morado, sangre en el labio, nudillos rojos. Ah, esto es roto.
This man has been fighting and he smells of alcohol. What were you doing yesterday at the time of the crime?
Can't recall.
You had been drinking again.
The occasional slap, sir, that's all.
And you cannot even remember how you ripped the coat?
I got it stuck in a door.
Asha, look me in the eye and tell me that you were in a fight.
I'm looking. No, I wasn't in a fight.
You are right. Looking at the state of you, you did not defend yourself. So someone gave you a good beating.
A beating? No way. All right, he tore my coat and gave me a black eye. You see the state of him?
Very interesting. Who is the other that you struck?
Probably best if I tell you everything. Yesterday afternoon, I met Roderick Tanner. We'd bet on a dog fight together.
An illegal bet, naturally.
Yes, sir. Our dog won. Roderick got the money, but he refused to give me my share.
And you fought about it. What time was this?
In the evening, about 6, I think. We're on the other side of town. You see,
Bueno,
I couldn't-
honrado, a ver. Peleas clandestinas de perros. Honrado, lo que se dice honrado, ¿sabes? Pero vale.
Asher's alibi appears to be confirmed. All the same, I'm going to call and check that he did have a fight with this Tanner on the afternoon of the murder. You can never trust this sort of chap.
One thing is certain, Asher was a ruffian who used to beat his wife.
But he's not very educated. It certainly was not him who wrote the letter signed ABC. Let's resume, Hastings. We know the murderer pretended to be a customer. He did not kill her for money, that appears to be certain.
I agree with you on that point.
And the murderer left an ABC guide as a signature. Therefore, it's likely he wrote the letter.
Indeed, but that doesn't explain why and how he did it.
You are quite right. Why he did it is a mystery. But as for how he did it, we do know enough to try and reconstruct the events. The killer enters the shop. Mrs. Asher turns around to greet a customer. The murderer asks her for some tobacco. She turns her back to him. He seizes the opportunity to strike her. He then places the ABC upside down before leaving. Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened.
Asher has a strong alibi and we don't have any other suspect. But what was the point of this crime?
She had no debts. She gave Franz Asher money regularly. She wasn't owed money. Nobody stood to gain
Era alguien
anything.
que quería matar y
No
le
doubt
tocó a
about
ella.
it, the murderer is insane.
Sin más.
And I fear that we had not
Sí.
heard the last of him.
I hope you're wrong for once.
Bien, let's go back to London. If we hurry, we should catch the 7:02 train. Are you coming?
No, unfortunately, I have to talk with Andover police.
See you soon, then. Are you coming, Hastings? Let's go home. There's nothing for us here.
Well, do you have any idea about the killer's identity?
The crime was committed by a man of medium
¿Pelirrojo?
height, with red hair and suspicious eyes. He has a slight limp on the right foot
¿Qué?
and a wart just below his shoulder
No, está
blade.
vacilando, ¿no?
Poirot!
Mon ami, what do you want? You fix upon me a look of dog-like devotion and demand of me a pronouncement à la Sherlock Holmes. Now for the truth. I do not know what the murderer looks like, nor where he lives, nor how to set hands upon him.
What shall we do, then?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Do not be so impatient, Hastings. The killer will manifest himself soon enough.
Matando otra vez.
I thought I heard the postman. Maybe there's some news.
I would go and see.
Igual no es el cartero, ¿eh?
Dear Mr. Poirot, well, what do you think? I believe that I won this round. The Andover affair went like clockwork, don't you feel? But the fun has only just started. I would like to draw your attention to Bexhill-on-Sea on the 25th of this month. We're having a crazy time. Best wishes, ABC. The next crime will be in Bexhill. We must warn Jap to Scotland Yard.
Did the letter indicate anything that might help the police?
To be honest, I think we can already guess something about the next victim. But I need to think about it a little more.
La letra B de ABC. Claro, Andover, ahora Bexhill, o sea, por la B. Hostia, espera, ¿qué? ¿Cómo qué? ¿Qué lo qué?
Let us examine this more closely. Certain characters in the two letters may have similar defects.
¡Ojo! La I.
Yes, this I is weird.
Y la I.
Yes, the I characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. I have to find some other similar defects to confirm my theory.
La A.
Yes, the A appears to be quite unusual. That's right. The A characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. I have to find some other similar defects to confirm my theory.
Más defectos. ¿Hay un W por aquí? Porque el W... No, es que digo, es que esta W... No, que había una W... No, me había parecido... No sé. Ah, la W en minúscula, espérate.
The W is not printed properly.
Claro.
Of course, the W characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. My theory was right. These two letters were written with the same typewriter. Both letters were written on the same typewriter and show the same characteristics.
You surprise me, Poirot. You usually ignore material proof.
But there is nothing usual about this case, Hastings. Nothing must be overlooked. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
¿Qué tiene de particular el asesinato de Andover? ¡Hostia! El apellido... No me jodas que también va a matar por la letra B. Asher. Ah, y el nombre también, ¿qué dices? Sí.
So, Poirot, have you found something?
Oui, I believe so. But I am afraid it is not enough to stop the murderer. Let us go and see Chief Inspector Japp. I will explain there. Daily Flicker, June the 22nd, 1935. Battle over control of bank system. What will the government do for money? Andover, murder of a tobacconist.
Vale. Entonces, bueno, aquí no habrá nada así. Digo yo. Vamos a analizar a... Hostia, ¿te imaginas que el malo es este? El ayudante, no, hombre, no creo.
Hastings is going bored.
No, el malo yo creo que es el que salía pues con la guía, obviamente, ¿no? Al principio, que salió durante un momento. Ir a Scotland Yard.
To Scotland Yard, please. Japp has invested a great deal in his career. Japp is an investigator greatly respected by his peers.
Espera, primero el mapa, primero el mapa.
London. I really like this city. One thing is certain, you never get bored here. Alice Asher was murdered in Andover. The ABC killer's first murder. Japp appears to be snowed under. Japp appears to already be overloaded with work. My news is not going to improve matters. Bonjour, Chief Inspector. I am afraid we have some bad news. I have just received another letter signed ABC. The next crime will be on the 25th in Bexhill-on-Sea.
Are you completely sure it's from the same person?
I have compared the two letters. There is no doubt about it.
I suppose you think he's going to carry out his threats.
I fear so.
Good God, Poirot. Bexhill is very busy at this time of year, and we have no idea who the next victim will be.
I suspect that the name of the second victim will start with B.
What on earth makes you think such a thing?
I thought about it when I saw the name Asher clearly written over the shop door of the unfortunate woman who was murdered in Andover last month. When I received a letter mentioning Bexhill, I deduced that the victim, like the town, might have been chosen by alphabetical order.
So, it's an alphabet fiend. I'm going to have a list drawn up of all the people whose name starts with B. I hope there aren't too many of them.
Bien, we should leave you to work, Chief Inspector.
You have a few days to prepare yourself.
Ahora, si hay alguien que se llame también por... que empiece el nombre también por B, hay que darle prioridad, ¿eh?
Chief Inspector Japp. Your call does not bode well.
Indeed, we have just found the body of a young woman on the beach in Bexhill. An ABC was placed on the body.
We'll be there as soon as possible.
Ah, vale, digo, el sonido.
Bexhill is a delightful town. It would be nice to come back and visit.
I do not entirely agree. Walking at the beach damages my shoes, and it hurts my knee.
So the years have not spared you, my friend. It's the same for all of us.
That is exactly what I said to myself when I saw you back from your travels.
Poirot!
Do not be offended, Hastings. I can see Japp waiting for us. And from his face, I would say that things are not looking good.
Este no, sí.
Bexhill seems to be a pleasant little town. Bexhill is a pretty little seaside resort with elegant architecture, although personally I prefer more modern buildings.
Molaría que me dijera qué he visto y qué no, ¿sabes? Por ejemplo. Ah, ese es el cuerpo, no vamos a hablar primero.
How do you do, gentlemen?
Chief Inspector?
I fear your admirer has struck again, Poirot. We haven't yet identified the victim, but it's a young woman, 20 to 25 years old. Death occurred last night between 11:30 and 1 o'clock, and we found an ABC guide on the body.
Was she pretty?
Come on, Poirot, that's
¿Qué
rather out
cojones?
of place. It has no bearing on the murder.
Are you certain? For women, it is often the most important thing. It often decides their destiny.
The body hasn't been moved. You can see for yourself.
Se queda un poco fuera de lugar,
Has been
¿eh?
informed.
Not yet, but I'm planning to. I haven't yet informed them about the presence of the ABC guide in Andover.
Nobody has reported a young woman missing.
Not for the moment.
No witnesses, I imagine.
Indeed. We've asked everybody who may have met a young woman fitting her description last night to come and see us, but I have little hope of gaining anything from it.
It's early days, Chief Inspector, and the news may not have spread around the town yet.
I hope you're right, Hastings.
There is no doubt about it. Bexhill has one of the most beautiful beaches in the area.
Vale, pues vamos a ver el cuerpo.
The young woman wasn't wearing shoes or a coat, and was not carrying a bag. That's strange.
La han estrangulado.
Either the murderer stole her belongings, or she put them somewhere safe. Maybe so that she could bath. A braided seat belt. It may have belonged to the victim.
A ver, aquí está la guía. Por la B, ¿no?
The guide is
Bexhill.
open at the page for the Bexhill train times.
Tiene una llave.
This key is too small to be one for a house. Without a doubt, it is for a padlock. These marks have been left by a rope or a braided cloth.
Labios morados, tal vez.
She was a great beauty. Strange that Japp didn't notice it.
Me dejó algo. Ah, la mano.
Apart from the marks on her neck, there are no signs of the struggle. She didn't
La
manage
pilló por la
to hit her
espalda.
assailant.
También.
Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
¿Cómo fue? No forcejeó.
The poor child must have been strangled with his braided belt. Unfortunately, in view of the fabric, it is unlikely that we will find any prints. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
El común, el asesinato de Andover y el de Bexhill. Claro. Fueron obra del mismo asesino. La prensa no está al corriente. Ah, claro, sí. No puede ser un imitador porque no ha salido este dato.
The medical officer should confirm that the victim was strangled with her own belt.
That's what I thought. She shows the usual signs of strangulation.
With a little luck, we'll find prints this time.
You are too optimistic, Hastings. Our killer is far too meticulous for that. Hastings appears to be ill at ease. He appeared to be relatively indifferent to Mrs. Asher's murder, but the young woman's murder seems to be troubling him greatly.
Pues... a ver... La llave... Es cuestión de ir probando, ¿no? Ah, bueno, espera. Utilizar. Vale, ahora.
The key does not fit the lock.
Vale.
The key does not fit the lock.
Mira, el 6 se ha caído y es un 9. Vale, va a ser aquí. Va a ser aquí. ¿Por qué no me deja? Ah, claro, sí, si tiene... Perdón, si la llave tiene el 6, es verdad. ¿Cómo? 715.
A dual locking padlock. I need to find the code and then insert a key.
715 marcado ahí en la chisma. 7 1 5. Betty. No me jodas que se llama también por B
Betty's
el
first day
nombre.
at work. Mom is very proud of you. Elizabeth Barnard, 7 August 1931.
Bueno, claro, Elizabeth, bueno, sí, pero
So,
Betty.
the young lady did have a name starting with B, and she worked as a ginger cat, an establishment that must be slightly further along the beach. The purse is full. Yet again, we can dismiss theft as the motive for the murder. Here is the watch she must have removed to prevent it from getting wet. A top-brand lipstick. She liked to take care of her appearance. As well as a photo of the victim with some company. It could be useful to me. It definitely was here that the victim left her belongings.
No hice nada de la chaqueta esa. Vale.
Jap has gone to the police. The victim has been identified and her family had reported her disappearance. She was called?
Elizabeth Barnard, mainly Betty. She worked as a ginger cat at the cafe slightly further along the beach.
But Poirot, how on earth?
Never mind. Do you have her address?
Yes, she lived with her parents on the street leading to the beach, number 22. Shall we go?
You are far too impatient, Hastings. Let the poor people take in the news first. Let us go and visit the cafe where Betty worked.
Vale, pero espérate, que a lo mejor hay... Ah, no tengo para... No, vale. 23 años, Bexhill, camarera del Ginger Cat. Ah, pero esto es de... Claro, me va a juntar... Me va a unir cosas que no tienen nada que ver. O sea, cosas de un caso con el otro. Vale, pues lo vamos a dejar aquí. En el próximo ya continuaremos con esto. Mira el cangrejo. Así que nada, espero que os haya gustado. Bueno, espérate. ¿Tengo que seguir a este señor o qué cojones?
Could it be the same buildings as on the victim's photo?
Ah, hostia. Ah, vale, o sea que es aquí al lado. Joder, al lado, eh.
This is definitely where the photo I found in the hut was taken.
Vale, pues en el próximo continuaremos. Así que espero que os haya gustado. Muchas gracias por estar ahí un día más aguantándome. Y en el próximo seguiremos a ver qué nos comentan. Lo dicho, gracias y hasta luego.